guys, welcome back to Consciousful Tarot. It's Francesca. Thank you so much for tuning into my YouTube channel and clicking on this video. Today's video is going to be a love psychic reading for Bad Bunny. It is not a requested reading, so I will be doing it a little bit differently. But let's go ahead and get it started. So this is going to be a love psychic reading for Bad Bunny regarding the love interest that I saw that he was with for a while. So just to see how he thinks and feels about them and what's going on in Bad Bunny's life. What is he focused on right now? All right, so let's go ahead and get it started. Okay, so the people that I saw that he was affiliated with for a long time was his ex Gladys and then Gabriella. Okay, so first I'm gonna start off with what Bad Bunny is currently focused on in his life in general, and then get down to the tea and the details between Gabriella and Gladys. Okay, so currently right now, Bad Bunny's focused on overcoming drama in his life, overcoming lessons, especially certain harsh lessons that he could have brought onto himself due to holding on to past trauma or holding on to past habits, possessions, and old issues and an old behavior that led him to fail in love, led him to fail in evolving as an individual. So he's really gaining a sense of mastery right now and gaining equilibrium so he could master himself and really begin to manifest true love. He is focused a lot on love. I do see he's focused a lot on his attachments to love. He's focused a lot revolving, clearing out the karma and the drama in love. He's focused on developing the courage to actually express himself in love, because it seems as though he could have been under a lot of speculation or a lot of like numbness regarding love. He was in his comfort zone in love. So he's at a space where he's actually learning how to articulate his feelings, and he's very sociable. Like he's very much invested in social activities that are helping him gain perspective when it comes to the value of love and how he could actually respect the value of love. So he's gaining a lot of like empowerment when it comes to embarking on a new journey towards expressing his love to the attachments that he does have, because he has multiple romantic attachments, but Gladys and Gabriella tend to be the main ones that he's focused on. And basically I see him gaining the emotional intelligence to begin to express himself in a way that's going to help him achieve stability and love. So I'm not seeing that he's super hyper focused on attaining a relationship, but he's not letting these females go, and it's very clear that he has learned vital lessons because of his inability to express his emotions according to how he felt. So he's at a space where I do see him going through a lot of evaluations, mastering parts of himself that were in balance, and he's at a space where I'm seeing him reason with himself, him understanding the results that he has gotten in love. And because I'm seeing that he could have like held on to like old habits and behaviors that led him to not complete certain lessons in love, and this led to some disappointment. But at the end of the day, he has a spiritual contract and a soul agreement with Gladys and Gabriella, mainly with Gladys. And he's well aware of this. I do see that to some extent Bad Bunny is spiritual, and he understands that like if a connection is meant to be, it's meant to be. Like he has like spiritual teachers, or he has like priests that like have guided him in some sort of way. So he is learning the value of love, and he's getting guidance on how to really overcome any sort of stagnation in love. He's also focused a lot on his health, on the way that he performs. He's focused a lot as well as developing new habits that are going to help him empower his skills and his body. And yeah, he's definitely leveling up right now. He's leveling up, especially when it comes to the amount of respect that he wants to earn from society, but he wants respect from these two females specifically. Potentially more Gladys. So let's go get to the details. Alright, ready? So with Gladys, it seems as though Gladys and Bad Bunny are twin flames. Okay? And Gladys and Bad Bunny have potentially, so they have a soul agreement to potentially get married. Okay? And I'm seeing that Bad Bunny basically in a way has fell for a lot of temptation in Gladys's and him's connection. There was so much adversity, so much struggle that he put onto the connection because he made the wrong choices. He was also potentially a narcissistic individual with Gladys that made him fall into not being changeable, into being very cunning with Gladys. And he's well aware of that. So I am seeing that with Gladys, the way that he feels is that he's constantly daydreaming about taking action towards her. He's always like in this pursuit of happiness, of wanting to be closer to her. But it seems as though he has created this dynamic between them that was very one-sided. It was very unfair. He was very deceptive to Gladys, which in a way made her feel as though the connection is unresolvable. Even when it came time for him to apologize or make a healthy choice in the connection, he was very passive. He was very indirect. He was never the one to actually take action to do the right thing. He was very good at always like putting up a front. And this could have happened for years. Like I'm seeing potentially like years. Like this could be like good amount of like 7 years or something like that. But the point is that now that Bad Bunny has evolved, he has taken more care of himself. He has found answers regarding this connection. He's making the healthy choice to actually prioritize it. This is what he wants. What Bad Bunny wants with Gladys is that he wants to give this another shot. I'm seeing he wants to go back on path with her. If she's taking it or not, like he doesn't give a fuck. Like he wants to invite her to have a new journey. Like he sees himself marrying her. He sees this connection as like a soulmate connection. He wants to settle with her. Like Gladys is the woman that Bad Bunny wants to wife. Okay? And they have a soul agreement to actually be together. Gladys brings a lot of emotional abundance to Bad Bunny. You know, Bad Bunny has had benefits in other loves, but with Gladys, this is like his ultimate love. And he's well aware of this. So moving forward, the action that I see Bad Bunny taking towards Gladys is that I see him wanting to heal the connection. I see him wanting to heal the toxic pattern of him going back and forth and not really taking accountability, or not taking responsibility to actually reform the dynamic. And he's going to want to release the mask. He's going to release the facade. He wants to be true about his feelings towards her. The thing is with Bad Bunny is that he's always in a way breadcrumb Gladys. And he gave more attention to Gabriella at one point, or to other hoes. And this left Bad Bunny feeling like reckless, made him feeling a lot of regret and self-absorbed. But in fact, it's part of the soul contract. You know, it's part of their growth. That the only way that he could have learned this was by making the wrong choice, you know? So now instead of like gaslighting or projecting all the BS onto her, he's actually going through a major breakthrough regarding everything that he has done. And then the things that he needs to do in order to move forward. Because there's a massive evaluation regarding the steps he needs to take, and then the changes he needs to make in his psyche in order to get rid of those limited thought patterns and those limited beliefs that kept him in this old pattern of failure with Gladys. So he's at this space, like what he wants and action he's going to take is that I'm seeing him getting back on path with her. So this can definitely be within the next 7 weeks. I'm seeing Sagittarius season. But starting in Scorpio season, he's going to want to declare his love to Gladys and be honest, be real, like liberate himself from the old patterns and get together with her and really be in a space where they accelerate their love, because they have a lot of repressed love that they haven't expressed in quite some time. Like they probably haven't been in communication. I'm seeing that they did communicate this spring, but it's been a minute. And this is what he wants with her. Gladys is Bad Bunny's one and true only love, and he loves her to death, and he knows that he's gonna marry her, but at the same time he feels as though the problems that they have made him and her feel that this connection is forbidden, like it's too hard to fix. But in reality, he realizes that what made it too hard was his inability to free himself from his old patterns. You know, what made it hard was his inability to be vulnerable and be real and authentic. So now he's understanding that if he wears his heart on his sleeve, they're not going to run into much obstacles. And if he releases the patterns of gaslighting her and pretending, then he's going to be able to enter a new cycle with her and actually begin a new beginning where there's going to be an opportunity for growth. So he's really in a way changing, and he's being forced to change so he could actually stop the patterns of being hot and cold with her or non-committal. And he wants to be emotionally available because he wants to marry her. You know, Bad Bunny is now going to enter his 30s really soon, in the next year or two. And you know, he wants to settle down. I'm not seeing him getting married anytime soon, but definitely potentially in the next 5 years or so. And he wants Gladys to be his wifey. Okay, so let's go ahead and see about him and Gabriella. Okay, so between him and Gabriella, I am seeing that him and Gabriella are soulmates. But this connection was more of a connection for him to get a realization of his old patterns with Gladys, like the patterns of like pretending and gaslighting and not evolving, not growing, not making healthy choices. What is it called? Gabriella was someone that he has a soul contract with in order to evolve the limitations that he put in between him and Gladys. So sometimes that occurs where like you'll have like a soulmate that is meant to help you complete certain lessons, so then you could be with your other soulmate or with your twin flame if you have a twin flame. But Bad Bunny is a twin flame because he's an older soul. All right, let me lower this. So the thing with Gabriella is that Gabriella really triggered. All right, I'm not gonna go into their history, but Gabriella triggers the fuck out of Bad Bunny's insecurities. Okay, and it makes him feel very blocked, very insufficient. He has, in a way, almost become obsessed with this connection due to the inability to master certain lessons. So in a way, he became bonded to Gabriella, and it has become very codependent, and it has sabotaged his growth, which has inhibited him to move forward with Gladys. But low-key, Bad Bunny, he has a lot of love for Gabriella, but it's more lust, it's more of a desire. He feels bonded to her due to the inability to overcome his own codependency patterns. But he sees Gabriella as more as like a friend and as someone that like he feels bonded to. Like he knows this isn't his true love, but he knows that if at any moment he would want to work on things, he can. But he also feels stuck because there's a lot of power games that they've dealt with, especially when it comes to hurting each other, breaking each other's heart, ghosting each other. Like right now they're ghosted, you know? And it's like at one point Bad Bunny was like confused. He's like, who is my true love? You know, like is it Gladys? Is it Gabriella? But he feels as though for sure he has ran out of time with Gabriella, and he's no longer prioritizing this, but he is integrating the lessons that he needed to integrate in order to overcome limitations, in order to overcome the blockages in his life that were hampering him from evolving. You know, so he's overcoming the restrictions that he placed on himself. But there's a lot of gossip, a lot of sabotage, a lot of deception and pain that the connection with him and Gabriella have. Like, in fact, he's well aware that between him and Gabriella, there's it's not really love. It's more a bondage, it's sex, it's desire, and it has come to light. Like, he's well aware of this. So he feels very hurt and she feels hurt. It does seem as though they ended on bad terms. But he wants to make Gabriella his friend. And that's something that she may not accept, but he wants to be friends with her. And that's something that he may be trying to do, because moving forward, I am seeing that he's not going to be taking much action towards her. But what he wants to reveal is like, hey, we're cool. Like, let's not have beef. Like, let's just be friends. But he's well aware, like, this is not his true love. And, you know, it took him some time to come to this understanding. But, after, you know, a few years, he definitely has realized that this isn't what he thought it was. And, you know, it was definitely just something that he was in a way almost addicted to, you know, due to lust, due to the cycles of the codependency, you know, him getting triggered because Gabriella was triggering his insecurities. Long story short, moving forward, I do see him eventually wanting to just be friendly with her, wanting to be like, hey, let's just be friends, let's just be cool, and ending it that way, you know. But both of their pride is getting in the way and is not allowing them to actually create you know, a mutual understanding, because he's also afraid that, like, oh, if he gets back in contact with her like that, like, he's going to fall back into this pattern, and he doesn't want that. Like, he doesn't want to feel like rejected by her, or feel like, you know, she has power over him, you know, because he knows that this foundation between them is unstable, emotionally unstable, and he doesn't see it moving forward. But he's just like, damn, can we just be friends? Like, he just wants that, because he's still weighed down with the fact that, because Gabriella ghosted him, you know. So it's like, you know, when someone ghosts you, it's like you feel powerless over the situation. It's better almost to ghost a person so you feel more powerful, you know. That's how kind of Bad Bunny feels about the situation. But so he can't really say much. He feels clogged up, but he's okay as well with, like, leaving this behind and not, like, being friends with her either. But it has burdened him a lot. Pero overall, what I am seeing is that, like I mentioned, Bad Bunny's really focused on himself, but he's really focused a lot on his romantic attachments. And he's really focused on evolving them somehow, because he doesn't want to, like, fuck around for that long, you know. And he's definitely entering a phase, like, I'm seeing, like, mainly, like, next year, spring, he's like, all right, like, me and Gladys need to be, like, on the path together. You know what I mean? And this is what he wants, and this is what he's looking for. And he's really putting a lot of energy into bettering himself so he can bring justice to Gladys. Because Gladys needs a lot of verification that Bad Bunny is changing, and that he's more in control of his emotions, and he's more in control of his behavior, and he's not going to be holding on to, you know, old patterns of trauma that led him to pretend that he doesn't give a fuck about her, you know. So yeah, things are going to move forward between him and Gladys in 2022 at the end, and in 2023 for sure. But yeah, that's about it. If you want a personal reading, go ahead to my website, consciousful.com. And if you want to enhance your love, go ahead and buy my sound healing to enhance love. Or if you want to make more money and clear out any money blockages, go to my website and you can purchase my sound healing to manifest money. And yeah, check me out on YouTube, Instagram, of course, and TikTok. All right, bye, star friends. Take care.